Starting in the bottom left corner in those blue Protoss pieces for Alpha X Gaming, we have Classic.
And his opponent spawning up in the top right, representing the Shopify Rebellion. It is Byun.
All right.
In the red, coming in with something a little bit aggressive right out of the gate. What do you think about this to start off a best of 7?
I like it. I like it. It is very Byun. It's only one SCV out on the map, so it's just gonna be the one barracks there. But he is going for the Reaper wall off here, so if it is going to be Reapers, it's going to have to take the long way around.
Yeah, Classic, one of those players that I always think of as crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and they just do things correctly. You know, like a lot of players, they get lazy. They won't do this anti-Reaper wall, and Classic has actually not just done the anti-Reaper wall, he's done the most efficient one, which is where you get gate pylon cybernetics core will block 1, and then he can use the second pylon in theory to block the entire wall, and that's just nice. That's just a nice little attention to detail, even checking the natural expansion. We know that's not where the proxy is, but you know, it's like I said, good attention to detail.
All right, Byun's SCV gonna come in here, coming at the normal angle, so it shouldn't really trigger anything. And Classic is sending a probe out for his own scout on the other side there.
Yeah, he's going to tag the watchtower, get as much vision as he can. And he is...
He's looking. He's definitely looking for something.
Yeah.
All right,
or
first
hang
Reaper
on,
about to pop.
Oh, this probe might have ill intent of its own planned.
All right, pylon is down. We do have the bunker behind the mineral line here.
Yeah, and as this wasn't scouted, we didn't see an initial Zealot. He did go gate Cybernetics Core Nexus. Oh, look at that, hiding in the refinery right there. And that actually might save the probe. Great little move right there from Classic to start things off. Nice little micro trick.
This Adept here should take care of this Reaper, or at least shoot out of there. That bunker does finish up. Nothing down. Oh, it looks like might be getting ready to drop. Drops the Stargate.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice little proxy Oracle build, it looks like. We do have Byun going for a reactor here, so no... pardon me, no...
no Cyclones.
Cyclone, yeah. That's going to make things a little bit tricky. Meanwhile, yeah, Classic won't be able to mine for his natural for a little bit, but it's not like he's got an overabundance of probes at the moment anyways. He's only missing about 2 probes for now, and that will, of course, get larger, but it's not going to be too much. Oh, this Adept. Oof. Not quite able to block that from getting in here. This Nexus is getting... It's already lost like half its shields, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, there's 2 Reapers in here just whacking away. Looks like one of the Reapers was out there on a little bit of an excursion.
Now, it looks like it's going to be a Widowmine drop here from Byun, and with no Cyclone, if he moves out with those Widowmines... at the timing that it seems like he's going to move out, he might just straight up die to this Oracle. This is looking very uncomfortable for Byun.
All right, the Widowmines are out. Oracle is coming on in here. Second, he might pool his Oracles here, actually. Wait for 2 Oracles. Start going for some of that one-shot action. That bunker doesn't get broken here.
It takes out 2. I believe he took out 2 Adepts right there with that. Yeah, not so bad. SCV does go down. I'm really surprised.
That mine actually got 3 workers. Second mine being dropped in here. We'll take out another 2.
Oh, the Widowmines weren't burrowed in the main. Oh, no. That is disastrous. He's not building a Cyclone. He's building a tank. These Oracles are going to get an unimaginable amount of damage done.
And it's a Banshee behind that. It's not even a Viking here. And the only things that we're able to shoot up were taken out. 10 workers. Nope. 9 workers going down here.
There's going to be another Oracle coming in pretty soon, and there will not be enough Marines to deal with this. This feels like it might be lights out. The Widowmine drop on the other side of the map is not going to get enough damage done here.
Just a 1 worker. Oracle's going to come in here. Take a 2-1 worker right off the bat. Tank
Yeah,
position.
I don't see what he can do at this point. This is already like just so much damage.
20 workers have gone down so far. Only reason these oracles have stopped is because they don't have energy. We do have a Banshee here on the other side with only one Stalker that shoots up. This guy's just going back and forth, clobbering the shit out of each other here.
Yeah, this is not what you would call a friendly game of checkers. This is bare knuckle boxing right here. These guys are absolutely clobbering one another, and yeah, I don't no holds barred, so to speak.
All right, first Viking is coming on out. GG, Classic winning game number 1.
And yeah, it was a cool start from Byun. Opened with that Proxy Reaper. Didn't get a ton done. Classic though, hitting back immediately with that Proxy Oracle. Cool that both of them kind of came with that aggressive mindset heading into the series. I like that.
Yeah, should set the tone for the rest of the 6 games, hopefully. And again,
for sure.
Classic going for that Reaper wall off, making sure Reapers aren't able to jump in through that back door.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of one of those things that's a nice attention to detail. It doesn't cost you a whole lot and can really simplify the early game. And that's a huge benefit. Like, if you can remove a certain mechanical aspect from the game with just game knowledge, why wouldn't you do that?
Right.
Why doesn't everybody do this, you know? So simple.
Especially, I guess, especially against a player like Byun, right? Like, it's
almost
like
known
a
for his Reaper control.
All right, Classic going to come in here. We'll scout that the barracks is being built at home. It is a Marine first this time around.
I love the depot slam so much. Like, it's such a middle finger to your opponent. Like, and he did that. That was like frame perfect. It was right as it was getting into the corner, just like absolutely smacking him in the face.
All right, second base being taken by Classic here. It looks like Byun is doing a little bit of scouting himself.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little bit gun shy after that game number 1. You got to be so, and that's the beauty of a play like what Classic did in game number 1. It really, like you said, sets the tone and creates this situation where you're just like, ah, man, now I got to be thinking about that for the rest of the series. It's just such a good play because it creates this, kind of worming thought in your mind that you always have to be aware of.
Exactly. Now, Byun is opening up with a 1-1-1. Stargate opener yet again from Classic. And this map is actually a beauty for those air openers because the mains are so close together despite those slow zones.
Yeah, no, it's still quite an effective map for air. I like it a lot. Nice little scout from Classic, just, checking, making sure there's no reactor Hellions. And that's important. That's good information. Meanwhile, we got Byun this time actually preparing for an Oracle, so that's pretty good. The unfortunate thing for Byun, if he had those Widow Mines burrowed in the main base, he would have been probably completely set. And it's entirely possible that Classic, if he wasn't paying attention, he actually just would have lost both Oracles right out of the gate.
Right.
And then we're probably looking at a completely different game.
Yeah, I think having the 2 Oracles going together and then the third Oracle, which is kind of delayed, which created like this... Ooh, that actually gets scouted, that move out with the Marines. Created this infinite loop of Oracles in your mineral line.
Yeah, where you really can't deal with it at all. Classic doing a nice job of outranging the Widow Mine. Oh, he is playing
Look
with
at
fire.
That control. Finally gets 1. It's a lot of denied mine time. Marine drop coming in here. Only 2 Adepts here to deal with this. And a Stalker.
Oh, nice target fire from Byun. He actually takes down one of those Adepts. We will see another Warp in Stalker. Look at the medevac micro right there, lifting up and dropping those units. Oracle on the other side of the map did get 4 SCVs, 4 SCVs versus 5. You know, that's, I would say that normally is a pretty even trade. It's hard to say. SCVs are a little bit more valuable in the early game because you don't have that chrono boost to try and rebuild them. Ends up probably being about a wash.
Yeah. Well, the probes are more valuable, wouldn't you say? Because the SCVs, you have the good old mule drop.
Yes, but you have to spend so many of them building. Oh, the Widowmine trap. Okay, now I think it's much better for Byun. Second Oracle is still alive. Well, I guess this is the first Oracle. It is still alive.
That cyber core
yeah, so
about
it
to go
goes
down.
both ways, kind of. Yeah, the cybernetic score getting very low. Byun really wants it. And he's gonna get it. Look at that tenacity. That's Byun in a nutshell right there. Value. Getting value.
It's not a Liberator. What is that thing called? Raven Harass coming in with that turret. Gonna drop. That's 2 mineral lines there. Denied mining.
Yeah, that's actually something that doesn't get talked about all the time, but is a huge, huge deal. Nice target fire from Byun right there. Picks off a couple extra probes as well, including one that he'd wounded earlier. Did he pick off the Oracle as well? Oh, he did. Second one's dead. Oh, this is now really, really tough for Classic. And Blackburn, one of those maps where tank pushes are very, very strong. This is going to be tough to deal with.
All right, first real push coming in here from Byun. I don't think he has enough to deal with this. Charge is just starting up. +1. He's going to +1 shields first.
Yeah, Classic doing his best to micro against this. He's already lost 2 Stalkers for 6 Marines, which is, on paper, not too bad. He is whittling away at this Marine count, and there's no stim. So that's actually going to be enough to potentially force Byun back. I think Byun wants to be leading with the tanks right here. Widowmine drop will come into the third base while all this is happening. Oh, he's going to get 4 probes. That is a big deal. And then the natural no pull.
Oh, another 5 workers going down there. 9 workers going down altogether. How many? 17 workers going down this game so far.
That is a really, really big deal. And Byun, he was already in a pretty good economic position because of being about even. Now he's actually ahead on workers. He's got his 3rd command center almost halfway done. His stim and combat shields are, well, their stim is going to complete and combat shields is very short behind. Yeah, I'm worried about Classic in this game number 2.
Yeah, getting up 2 more barracks up. I think he's going to go up to 5 barracks there. So that peak power spike right there coming up for Byun. How many does he has? 4 Phoenix. I'm not sure how I feel about him continuing with the Phoenix production here. Templar Archives is about to finish.
Really funny move. I think he's hoping to get some big mine drags right here and then just clean up with charge lots. Look at this angle he's taking. A huge wraparound on this. Oh, he's actually going to lift the Widow Mines and the tanks. One of the Widow Mines, though, did get a huge shot. This is looking really tough for Classic here. And Byun takes himself a pretty good fight. That being said, he doesn't have any +1 weapons. And he is going to have to disengage. And +1 armor does complete. +2 armor straight on the way for Classic.
Interesting. Not going for any attack upgrades there.
Yeah, this is very much a very, very old school style of play. And I kind of like it with the... So I was actually incorrect on what I was saying there. Yeah, he wants to just use the Phoenixes to take out Widow Mines and get them out of the fight. And then he's just going to go mass charge a lot as though it's Wings of Liberty. Kind of cool.
I like it. Starting to get those Archons as well. Phoenix production is continuing. Be nice if he picked off a couple of medevacs here. 2 of them are getting kind of low.
Yeah, it's funny whenever I used to think like, oh man, Phoenix is so good against medevacs. And they are, because of course the medevacs don't shoot back. But because medevacs have that 1 base armor, it actually takes Phoenixes a while to kill them. Like you need a lot of free shots. And eventually, of course, you are able to, but it's like, oh man, like, you know, checking my watch, like, huh, those have got to be going down pretty soon now, right? Nope, they've still got 2/3 of their HP.
Gold base now being taken by Classic here. Speaking of units that take a lot of shots before they go down, Zealots.
Yes.
They're tanky as fuck.
Yeah, especially once you can get like a Guardian Shield, you get
Yep.
an armor upgrade like what we're seeing here. That being said, this is so much bio out of Byun, and I don't know if Classic has enough. He doesn't have any genuine splash damage. Nice lifts on those Widow Mines, but Classic is continuing, or sorry, Byun is continuing to micro back. That being said, there are so many Zealots here from Classic, and he is actually going to be able to push this all the way back.
All the medevacs here will go down. This will get routed right back to Byun's front door. Reinforcements will show up and push this further back. What does Classic have behind that goal base there? Behind what would be
Ooh, that is a proxied gateway. So I think part of that fight was actually +2 armor versus unupgraded bio. And Byun hit himself the worst possible anti-timing you have ever seen. And that's why we just saw him get absolutely shreked right there. I looked at that fight and thought that was going so well. Hold that thought, though. Huge concave coming in. Pretty big Widow Mine shot, but I think there's just too many Zealots here.
Yeah, there's how many Zealots on the map there? 25 Zealots on the map right now. These Phoenix are actually doing an amazing job of killing off those medevacs. So every time Byun stims here, those units are permanently damaged. And then you got the Chargeless getting on top of them. Going to clean this army up. Classic looking to go up
It
2-0.
feels like he never left at all. He is playing magnificently right now. We are going to see some nice EMPs to take out these Archons, but the damage has already been done. Byun's broken.
26, 27 workers going down here. GG gets called Classic, going up 2-0. All right.
Do you want to introduce our first player here in the bottom right?
Playing in the bottom right corner in those blue Protoss pieces for Alpha X Gaming, we have Classic.
Sitting right next to that little pupper. And his opponent, spawning up in the top left, representing Shopify Rebellion, it is Byun. In the red. And his little pupper's just hiding up in the top left next to those pipes.
Oh, they have puppers.
They've got ears?
They have doggos.
They do.
Although it kind of looks like a body of a cat with the head of a dog.
It's a little strange. And it's like the size is gigantic. Like SCVs, I want to say they're like 8 or 10 feet tall. So these dogs are just gigantic, horrifying creatures. Dinosaurs, basically.
All right, Classic coming in here with a scout. Looks like it was a gateway scout there.
Yeah, nothing too crazy there. We are seeing the Gate Cybernetics Core Nexus, so a little bit more on the greedy side. And that makes sense. Berlingrad is a very large map. We do see, based on this little vision, that looks like Classic, he was concerned that Byun might have put something up at this, I don't know, it's like a budget baseball diamond fence with the spooky tree. He might have proxied a barracks there or something.
This is an aesthetically nice map, though. I like it. It's different.
Oh, I love it. It's so one map that I think was one of my favorites for that was actually what was the name of the map? It was Belshir Vestige, I think. It was like so lush and so much greenery. It was just a really beautiful looking map, and I'm happy to see the more of that. By the way, we're going to be seeing another Stargate from Classic. Really seems to be digging this Stargate style right now.
And Stargate Opener isn't, like, it's a relatively newer thing in the PvT matchup, isn't it?
It's been around for a while, but usually you see players tending towards Twilight Council openers. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll go Stargate to like mix it up, but usually most players, and that's the Rotterdam, don't entirely rely on the Stargate. Like it's a lot more mix-ups for the most part.
All right, first mine is we'll take a few shots there, but we'll eventually burrow in.
Yeah, it's just going to be able to zone out this unit in lieu of going for a bunker. It's kind of neat. Byun in the second game did go for this Marine drop, by the way. And this game, is it going to be Marine drop or is it going to be another Widowmine drop? He is going up against a Stargate once again, so having anything at home would be a good thing, but it's no Oracle, so in theory he should be fine with those Widow Mines on the map.
All right. It looks like he's getting ready for a third base here. What is in that medevac there?
It is going to be the 7 Marines, yeah. So similar to game number 2.
Will get scouted by that probe. That probe will pay for it with his life. Rest in peace, Proby.
Nice bit of info, though. Byun values every single unit in his army and will make a point to micro them all to safety, and he does so, which is, always nice and has been the power of Byun. It is going to be a 3 racks pressure coming out of Byun. He is building a bunker since he hasn't seen the Phoenixes yet. So he thinks based on those Stalkers it could actually be a Twilight Council build. We know that it's not, but he doesn't know that yet, and now he is going to see this.
Might actually lose one
Will he be able
Phoenix.
to get a Phoenix?
Nope, that Phoenix will just get away. The other Phoenix will
right there.
Chase that medevac down. This will get cleaned up here.
He has to use a lot of lifts, so even though that gets cleaned up, I actually think Byun's more than okay with this.
Yeah, there's no harass potential on the other side of the map now.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird situation, but it's like, okay. He does keep that bunker up at the front. Just wants a little bit of an insurance policy. I feel like you could get away with not having that, since blink is not actually going to be a problem. But he's already built it. It's in his build. That's fine. Just leave it up for now.
All right, these Phoenix are going to come in here, sharking around, looking for some damage. Sees the massive Marines, decides not to go for it.
Yeah, Byun's going to have to be so careful with that Raven. He does not want to lose that. That is the juiciest target. And we are going to see
exactly
Classic immediately nap it off. Oh, that's a disaster for Byun.
Templar Archives coming on in here. Again, going for that +1 armor before attack.
Yeah, and I think he must have chronoed the ever-living crap out of it in game number 2, because I didn't even notice, but the +2 armor was so quick.
Yeah.
Like, so insanely fast. And I honestly think it was like a game-winning move for him getting that.
And we have another proxy coming down, in the top right here.
Yeah, even electing to reinforce with a second pylon. What do you think about this? It seems like he really wants to be aggressive.
Yeah, it set the tone early in this series here. Aggression. This is what, the 3rd game in a row where he's proxying a building on the map?
Yeah, it is. Do you think we'll see Classic push into a 2-base Byun? Because I really hope we don't. I wouldn't mind to see him, just try and crush this push and then go from there. Ooh, meanwhile, middle of the map, these Marines are going to pick off a couple of Stalkers. That's a nice little start for Byun.
I think if this push gets held, no, Byun is heading back. If this push was held, I can see Classic reinforcing back the other way, but into this, no, I think he's just going to macro up. Get there you go, +2 shields coming up, or armor coming up. Getting another Phoenix there. Maybe even getting Storm or some sort of splash damage before he decided to push in, but it looks like Byun is going to push out again. Those Phoenix are going to fly into the main base. See that the army's not here. That should trigger something.
Ooh, nice little Widow Mine trap right there. Second one gets a huge... I think he just picked off 2 Phoenixes right there. Meanwhile, at the front, Guardian Shield not being popped just yet. Classic getting caught a little bit unprepared. Still hasn't popped that Guardian Shield. That's such an important upgrade. He's actually going to go for Force Fields. And Byun, where are the lifts? There they do come in. Widow Mine getting an okay shot, but the tanks are going to get picked off. Phoenixes would have been much better help in the fight itself, but now they will show on up. Byun, this time he does have +1 attack, but I think with this just sheer number of Zealots, he's going to get pushed back once again.
Yep, this is going to get pushed back. All the medevacs are down. This new fresh medevac also going to get focused down here. Largely what's left is was Marauders there for a moment, so nothing to really deal with those Phoenix. And Byun's army decimated yet again.
Yeah, this is a strange situation that Terran players are not used to, where if he had just gone mass Marine, that would have been the best option for him. Normally, you're so used to this 3 Tech Lab setup where you just go for a bunch of Marauders. But against Phoenixes, against Mass Zealot, it's Marines that you want. But no one goes for that because Colossus are just so insanely good against that. And even Storm, just everything. Marines melt to AoE from Protoss. So I don't blame Byun for not making that adjustment, but Classic really taking advantage of the current meta right now, I think.
Oh, totally. And I it's interesting. Has he even gotten a robo facility at all this game?
He has, but he has only built 1 Observer and 1 War Prism. That's it. And those are the first robo units we've seen this series.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Is this series?
Oh yeah. But even still, it's not like he's getting Colossus or Immortals or anything. He literally got 1 Observer and that's it.
Yeah, no, he's largely been this whole series. He's largely won this on the backs of Stargate and Gateway units.
Yeah, and Rotterdam would be proud, and he is looking like he would be proud once again. 16 SCVs going down at that third base. We are going to see Byun may hold right now. He is actually doing a really good job microing these units. But look at all these Zealots right here. There are so many. The Widowmines are about to come back off cooldown, but they're not ready yet. And this is just so many Zealots. Oh, but those are some big Widowmine shots. And Classic, he's going to have to go back through the minefield, taking some big shots on the way out. And Byun, he says, I am not done yet.
Byun losing 22 workers there. 31 Zealots went down in that little skirmish.
Wow. And it looks like Byun realizing, you know what, I need Widowmines and I need them now. And he has just been going crazy with them. It is 1-1 versus 0-2, which means that the Zealots actually not that effective as they could be in terms of actually fighting. There we go. A lot of lifts on Widowmines. So that means they're not going to be as effective, but 1 or 2 of them do connect and they get gigantic shots. And now it's mostly just Phoenixes. We are going to be seeing Zealots reinforcing here, but I think Byun might just be able to micro his way out of this. It's a lot of Marauders.
Again, a lot of those medevacs were taken down there, so all this damage on this bio army here is going to be permanent.
God, that Widowmine was some very unfriendly fire there at the end. That killed at least 2 Marauders right there. And Byun, he was looking good for a moment, but now I am really liking this a lot more for Classic once again. Oh God, I don't think Byun needed to be pushing right there, and he kind of panicked, or well, either panicked or saw an opportunity that just wasn't there. And Classic shuts it down, and now he is up 3-0. Yeah, we're going to have to see if this man in the top right, representing Alpha X, can close it out. It is Classic in the blue.
All right, spawning the bottom left corner in those red Terran pieces for Shopify Rebellion. A good Canadian company, might I add. We have Byun.
Now, Byun, he is a player that is very capable of coming back in a situation like this, but I really felt like, oh man, he was starting to gain some momentum in that game number 3, and Classic just shut him down, lifted like, you know, what, 3 or 4 Widowmines going into that fight in the middle, and Byun just didn't have enough left in the tank. And look at this. What do you think of this while you're up 3-0? Personally, I love it.
I love it. What is it going to be? It's going to be proxy Stargate?
I think he's going to proxy a second gateway.
Oh,
I think it's going to be a second gateway and then chronoing out either Adepts or Stalkers. Yeah, second gateway comes on down. This is a rather large map going across it, so it... well, oh man, look at that Byun. Oh God, he actually scouted out immediately. Oof, that is a really nice scout for Byun. And that's the kind of win he needs.
Just pardon me one second. Haldy, shut up. So apparently there's a thing called the SDC curse where the series I cast are often 3-0, 4-0 sweeps.
Don't worry, I have this curse where I call something's going to be a 4-0 because I want to go to sleep, and then it always goes to the last map. So
of course,
we'll see whose curse is stronger right now.
Of course. Building that natural command center on the high ground there. It is going to be Stalkers being chronoed out.
Yeah,
and a bunker coming down as well.
Yeah, Byun, he's making all the right moves. It's obviously you don't want to commit to that low ground. The big advantage of this is it is very possible to cancel a natural expansion. I like what Classic's doing, though. It gets scouted, and he says, okay, I'll build, 1 unit out of that proxy gateway, and that's it. Yeah. Why would I build more? You've already countered the build. I've already kind of achieved an objective with it anyways by, denying this low ground expansion. And Classic going to expand behind this, going to get a Stargate. I love this decision. It's just a very sensible one.
And it is a 4th game in a row with the Stargate opener.
Yeah.
If you're asking me, if you gave me the build order for these games, I'd be like, no, Classic's playing a Zerg player.
Right? Yeah, seriously. This reliability on Stargate. Now, I wonder if we'll see Byun switch things up a little bit. That's kind of a little bit of a higher level analysis to make mid-series, a little bit of a crazy change, but it would be cool to see if he could make that kind of adjustment.
Mm-hmm. Now, just going back to the ESL from earlier today, I'm not sure if you saw it, but Thermal was doing some really interesting stuff with mech. Oh, that Widowmine does go off, takes out that Stalker there.
Really nice positioning on that Widowmine right there. I love this ramp, the way that it's set up right here, by the way. I think it's very cool. And that's a map feature that we'll see a lot of in the future, so I'm excited about that. Oh, burrowing the Widowmine forward. I hate this, actually. He's just going to lose it for free. Why'd he do that? That was, I guess, one of those things where he just kind of lost track of the situation a little bit. Does take down the Adept, which is nice. But
second Widowmine gets taken out there,
target
too.
fire from Classic. Sorry?
So I was just saying that second Widowmine going down there as well.
Now it's actually going to be a while before he can secure this natural expansion. He's going to have to wait for that tank to pop out. This is a big problem. Yeah, Classic doing a lot with the little right here.
Liberator coming up behind this as well, so that might be able to help hold or do some harass on the other side. Medevac is making his way across the map with 7 Marines. Phoenix will scout that.
Did the Phoenix see it? It's one of those situations where you saw it, but did you see it?
Yeah.
And I think the answer might be no, because the probes are not being pulled. There we go. They will get pulled now as he does see it in earnest, and it will force a recall. But this is going to be a lot of damage coming down on the other side of the map. Oh, he loads up into the medevac, which I don't know if I like that decision. It feels like he could have gotten so many more probes, only 2 of them going down. Now he will start to target them down in the main base. Going to grab another 3 probes. Will he get that last one? Yes, he does. So 6 probes in total, and he forces the recall, allows himself to secure the natural expansion. Do you think that was enough? I feel like Classic's going to really have control right now.
I don't think that was enough. He lost the medevac too there. Medevacs aren't a cheap unit, and he still has his proxy. The Warpins are still coming in on the front lines here. Now there's 4 Phoenix there. Tank's going to be rendered useless. There we go. Tanks get lifted
double
up
lift.
Here. 1 tank going down. Second tank being relifted here. Tank going down.
This is looking really, really dodgy. But now the bunker completes, and these Stalkers are kind of actually trapped. Byun, hold the phone. He is going to get a really efficient cleanup on the back end of this fight.
We have 7 workers going down the other side. The Liberator getting quite a bit done there.
Yeah, without that, I kind of like this situation for Classic. Now, I'm much happier about it for Byun. Oh, he does avoid losing that Stalker. That's nice. Yeah, no, Classic's tech is very, very much delayed. He just starts up a Twilight Council and a Forge. That was kind of an all-in almost from Classic. Like, he needed to get a lot done right there, and all he did was actually throw away his units. So I'm really liking this situation for Byun right now.
Now, the Platinum player in me would have sent those Marines over and shut down that proxy gateway by now.
It's so tough right now. Like, Classic has been so aggressive that you like. It is the right call to do so, but you got to be so mindful that he could just do that again. Now, has Byun seen the Twilight Council and the Forge starting up? I'm not too sure. Ooh, nice job from Byun covering that tank. No, he hasn't seen the tech up. So he doesn't know if this is like a bigger commitment. You can kind of infer probably by now that it's not. But you're still like, well, this is Byun's, tournament on the line, so to speak, show match on the line. So he does not want to throw it away, dying to something.
No, the other thing here
isn't too pressing.
The other thing here, Classic is being super cautious with lifting that tank. I think he's worried about a mine shot going off on these Phoenix there, even though he hasn't seen the line. The way he kind of dips in and out, trying to angle for that tank, it's very similar to how you see players angling in and out to see if there's a mine there or not.
Yeah, exactly. He was, when he did try and lift it the first time, he was just barely in range of that bunker. Bunkers do add that +1 range for those Marines, so he didn't want to lose that, of course. Ooh, now this is kind of cute. Just putting a Phoenix watching over the exit of the base a little bit here. I like that. And once again, seeing Classic going heavy on the Phoenixes.
I didn't realize how much dead space there is beside the main bases there.
Oh,
mine does go
there's
off.
That Widow mine you were talking about. Oh, and another one.
They will get cleaned up here.
Yeah, there is quite a bit of dead space. It didn't really factor in for me as well. So that is something we're gonna have to keep an eye on this map. And look at this. Classic says, well, I really like this proxy gateway on your side of the map thing. I'm gonna keep doing that.
And he hasn't built a robo yet this game. It's interesting. He is skipping out on that robo play, which seems to be the backbone of a lot of Protoss plays with the Disruptors and the Colossi, which we haven't seen at all this game.
No, we have not. Not in this entire series. And Byun did not make the adjustment. He is still on this 3 Marauder triple Tech Lab setup. It seems like he wants to push, but he's so hesitant. He's dropping all these big stims, but not getting anything done. And his Widow Mine count is also notably very low. Only 2 Widow Mines on the field. He is going to secure this third base, so he's not going to be pushing aggressively. Look at these pylons. This is so many resources here.
What, about
450 resources committed to that proxy.
Follow me.
All right, looks like Classic is getting ready for a move out there.
Yeah, it does seem like he wants to go for something.
That may have been scouted by an SCV, it looks like.
Follow me.
There is this Marine on the right side. Classic being so aggressive right now. Byun, though, he is really hesitating. He feels like he's walking into a trap, and he's right. But he doesn't have his tank sieged up.
Another mass of Zealots here. 41 Zealots on the field.
Plus 2 armor does complete in time for the fight. Oh, the wet mine dregs. Absolutely gigantic and Classic. He is shoving forward so many Zealots. But is there enough Marines and Marauders to hold off? It's going to be tough to call.
This kind of reminds me of some of those YouTube videos where it's like 100 Zealots versus 50 Marines. Who will win?
Yeah, it is a lot, and the answer is the Marines just barely, but the third base goes down. Oof, that is expensive. And these sentries, oh, look at that. Hallucinated Archons drops a couple force fields, going to pick off a couple more Marines. And Byun, he is now on his last legs, lifting his main command center. Oh, God. That is really, really tough right here. Classic has been all over Byun.
I'd like to send my condolences to all the Terran players on ladder once the new maps come out.
Honestly, I think this is a stylistic win from Classic in this entire series.
100%.
Byun did not make any adjustments to Classic style of play.
And the main command center here is probably going to go down as well. Byun is down
Yeah,
to just one command center. GG gets called. Straight sweep by Classic.